Today, we are diving into a really radical new vision that wants to tackle our housing crisis and, honestly, redefine how we live together. It's called the Sanctuary Suburb, and it pretty much challenges everything we think we know about owning a home. So let's get right into it. Right off the bat, you can see this is not just another housing development. The goal here is huge, to completely re-architect the American dream for the world we live in now. This image gives you a first peek at that future. A community that's dense, yeah, but also deeply connected with nature and built to be self-sufficient. And here's the why behind it all, straight from the founder, Mudassar Malik. The basic argument is that the way we've been doing things is broken. It's pushing people out, it's incredibly inefficient, and it's just not built to handle the future. This really sets the stage for a total reinvention. So let's dig into that fragility. The first part of this whole idea is really about understanding the suburban crisis we're all facing right now. I mean, it's a perfect storm, isn't it? We've got this endless sprawl, zoning laws that are totally outdated, and the ever-growing threat of climate disasters. Then you throw in a massive housing shortage. Just look at Delaware, facing a 45,000-unit deficit. And it gets so bad that insurance companies are literally packing up and leaving entire regions. The bottom line here is that the suburban model isn't just a little stressed. It's actually starting to break. Okay, so after laying out the problem so clearly, the project pivots to the solution, a really comprehensive blueprint that's designed to transform the very idea of a suburb into, well, a sanctuary. And the core design idea here is something called dignified density. Now, what that means is forget about those endless rows of single-family homes. Instead, you build up into these compact, walkable, vertical villages. And here's the most powerful part of that idea. By building densely like this, a truly staggering 90% of the land can be preserved for nature, for farming, and for the community. So this is way more than just architecture. It's a completely integrated system they call the Ark of Many Solutions. You can think of it like a modern-day vessel, built to weather all those storms we just talked about. And it stands on 4 pillars that all work together. You've got the resilient modular housing, a self-sustaining ecology for food and water, a guiding ethical AI, and a brand new economic model that makes it all work. All right, now let's look at the engine that makes all of this go. The technology that's basically the community's central nervous system. This is where the physical hardware meets a really different kind of software. They call it Augmented Guardian Intelligence, or AGI. And pay attention to that name. It's not artificial. The whole point isn't to replace us or our decisions, but to enhance them, to give everyone a more holistic view so they can make wiser choices for themselves and for the whole community. So what stops this AGI from going off the rails? Well, it's all governed by a framework called the Lotus Codex. You can think of it as a kind of digital constitution, and it has one core rule: conscience before code. That fundamentally flips the whole Silicon Valley playbook on its head by putting ethics first before the engineering. And this distinction is absolutely crucial. On one side, you've got your conventional AI, which is usually designed to just maximize one single outcome and replace a human task. But on the other, you have this augmented guardian intelligence, which is all about broadening our understanding and supporting our own wisdom. We're talking about 2 completely different goals. Okay, so a beautiful vision is one thing, but you might be wondering, can it actually be built? And maybe more importantly, can it scale? This next part breaks down the financial engine that's designed to make these sanctuaries a reality. Let's get right down to the numbers. The all-in cost to build one of these modular homes, and that includes all the systems and site work, is projected to be somewhere between $85,000 and $115,000. Now, keep that number in your head, because it is the foundation of their entire economic model. Now, here's the target sale price for that exact same home, $250,000 to $300,000. In today's market, that price point is a total game changer. It's designed to be a genuinely affordable way for working families to actually own a home. So when you put those first 2 numbers together, the unit economics become incredibly compelling. The gross margin on every single home built is estimated to be between $135,000 and $215,000. That is a powerful, powerful incentive for builders and for investors. This chart just tells that same powerful story, but visually. With a gross margin of over 50%, this financial model isn't just sustainable, it's actually designed for profitable growth. And that profitability is exactly what you need to attract the kind of capital required to scale this vision across the country. So let's just summarize the pitch to investors. What are they seeing? Well, you've got high margins, you've got a blueprint designed to be copied and pasted across the country, massive market demand coming from both the housing crisis and ESG investing trends, and a clear exit strategy. I mean, it ticks a lot of boxes. But the financial model is framed as something way bigger than just getting a return on investment. It's actually presented as a fundamental choice about what role capital should play in our society. This quote just perfectly captures the project's core philosophy. It's posing a direct challenge to the financial world, asking, is your money going to keep funding the problem, or are you going to use it to build the solution? And they've given this whole philosophy a name, covenantal finance. The core idea here is to create an investment model where the main goal isn't just profit, it's regeneration, using capital as a tool to actively heal both society and the environment. This principle right here is really the guiding ethos behind the whole thing. It's about legacy. It's about building something that will have long-term benefits, something that will outlast any one person or any single investment cycle. And this is the group that's making it all happen, Lotus Capital. Their mission is to steward this capital as a sacred agreement, a covenant, not just another commodity to be traded. And that brings us to the final and really provocative question at the heart of this entire project. It asks us to totally reframe development, not as an act of taking something away, but as an opportunity for restoration. Can the land we build our homes on also become the very ground we use for healing ourselves, our communities, and our planet?